Welcome to this weekly cosmic journey of the Big Bang Theory podcast.
Yeah.
Get ready to have your perceptions twisted
Yeah.
as we dive into a mind-bending tale
Right.
that throws reality into question.
Uh-huh.
We've got a real humdinger today, folks. You've tuned in because you're keen to explore some truly out there narratives.
Exactly.
And this one, titled Big Bang Theory, certainly delivers.
Oh, it does. It does.
So strap yourselves in. Rate and follow the show for more world-bending tales.
More tales, absolutely.
Okay, so let's dive into it. Big Bang Theory spins this wild yarn about a young man's unsettling discovery
Yeah.
regarding the Mandela effect and a best friend he remembers
Yeah.
who seemingly never existed.
Right.
And for you, who brought this to our attention, we aim to unpack this and see what it might tell us about the nature of memory and reality itself.
Very much so.
Okay, so let's start by focusing on the central character,
Yeah.
Leo. What really kicks off his bizarre experience is a strange feeling he gets from an old Polaroid, right? Coupled with the complete absence of his childhood friend, Pip.
Yes, Pip.
It's not just that Pip is gone now, it's as if he never was.
Right.
What stood out to you about this initial trigger, the thing that starts it all off?
I think it's fascinating, the seemingly innocuous nature of that trigger. I mean, it's an old photograph,
Yeah.
right? And it really highlights, I think, a key insight, which is that even subtle sensory dissonance
Yeah.
can be a powerful indicator of a potential conflict
Right.
with our established reality.
Right. Their brain's trying to square things up.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, think about it, that colder feeling and off-key colors in the Polaroid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It suggests that our brains are constantly cross-referencing
Uh-huh.
external stimuli with internal memory maps.
Yeah.
And a mismatch, however slight, can trigger this strong sense of anomaly.
Absolutely.
Right. And then the absence of Pip
Mm-hmm.
isn't this sort of gradual fading of memory. It's a complete void, almost, a retroactive erasure.
Oh, why? Okay.
It's just poof, he's gone.
Yeah, like he never existed.
Exactly.
So with this initial crack in his reality, how does Leo begin to make sense of it? We see him turning to internet conspiracy forums.
Right, of course.
Which, for someone experiencing something this strange, kind of makes sense.
Great.
I mean, if you don't know where else to turn,
Yeah.
the Mandela effect is something that he's already aware of.
He's in the forums.
Yeah.
He knows about this stuff.
So how does this background, influence his reaction to Pip's disappearance?
I think it's interesting how the story uses the Mandela effect,
Mm-hmm.
Something that many people are familiar with. Think of the Berenstain Bears example
Yeah.
as like a gateway to a much more unsettling premise.
Right.
This familiar backdrop allows the narrative to gradually escalate the sense of the uncanny.
Right.
Right. It makes the initial strangeness somewhat relatable before diving into the much more personal and disturbing disappearance of Pip.
Right.
Right. So it's almost like his pre-existing knowledge
Yeah.
gives him a framework,
Yeah.
however unconventional,
Right.
to process what's happening.
Okay, so it's like he's got like a frame of reference for this, even though it's a very strange frame of reference.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, weird stuff happens. I've seen it in the forums.
Right.
This must be like that, but even weirder.
Okay, and then we see his memories of Pip being directly contradicted by reality.
Mm.
Not only does no one else remember him, but even forum posts where Leo discussed Pip start disappearing.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, and then there's the really odd detail about Elm Street.
Right.
This feels like a significant escalation beyond just like, a personal delusion. What do you make of these disappearing threads of evidence?
Well, I think the vanishing forum posts are a crucial turning point. It's not just a case of differing memories, right?
Yeah.
It suggests an active erasure of Leo's reality.
Oh, wow.
Right. It implies a level of control and manipulation far beyond mere collective false memories.
Okay, so it's not just that people remember wrong. It's like someone is changing what happened.
Exactly, yeah. Like
Yeah.
someone's going back and editing the past.
Okay, so it's like a cosmic editor, right?
Exactly, a cosmic editor.
Yeah.
And then the discrepancy about Elm Street, the seemingly concrete detail,
Uh-huh.
the biodome being built in the wrong year,
Right, yeah.
this really solidifies the idea for Leo and for us following his journey that reality itself might be altered.
Right.
Right. It moves beyond the subjective realm of memory to something objectively inconsistent.
Okay, so it's not just that he's misremembering. It's like the facts on the ground are changing, which naturally leads to a truly alarming development.
Yeah.
The appearance of mysterious figures, the unanswered phone calls, the unsettling thump.
Oh, yeah.
These moments of suspense, signal that Leo's growing awareness has made him a target.
Yeah, he's on somebody's radar now.
What's particularly effective about how this thread is introduced?
Well, I think the normalcy
Mm.
of the sensible, black, impossibly clean loafers.
The loafers.
The loafers, yeah, is particularly unsettling.
Okay.
It's the juxtaposition of the mundane with the extraordinary threat that creates a powerful sense of unease.
Right.
Right? These aren't fantastical creatures.
Yeah.
These are figures of quiet authority, which in this context of potential reality manipulation is far more frightening.
Wow, okay.
It suggests a system, an organization,
Uh-huh.
rather than a chaotic anomaly.
Okay, so there's some purpose behind this.
Right, there's an agenda here.
So with these figures on his trail, Leo goes on the run. What's fascinating is his reliance on, fringe knowledge, those deep dives into forgotten histories like the Prohibition-era tunnels.
Right.
It highlights how seemingly irrelevant hobbies can suddenly become crucial for survival.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come in handy, right?
Why do you think the author chose this specific detail?
Well, I think it's a clever narrative device. Leo's deep dives into conspiracy theories
Right.
and obscure history, which might have seemed like escapism or quirky interests,
Yeah.
become his lifeline,
Uh-huh.
right? His paranoia, initially perhaps presented as a character trait, transforms into a form of hyper-awareness, allowing him to see the anomalies
Yeah.
and forgotten pathways that others wouldn't notice or wouldn't believe in.
Right.
The Prohibition-era tunnels, officially non-existent in the current reality,
Yeah.
represent a layer that the editors might have overlooked or deemed insignificant precisely because they were erased.
Okay, so it's like they're cleaning up, but they miss a spot.
Exactly. They miss a spot, and that's what Leo capitalizes on.
Exactly, and it becomes clear that his paranoia isn't just a psychological quirk. It's his survival mechanism as he navigates a reality that seems to be actively changing around him.
Yeah, his paranoia is his superpower in a way.
Yeah, he's not just running from, physical pursuers. He's trying to outmaneuver a manipulation of reality itself.
Yeah.
The description of the impossibly bright light during one of his encounters is particularly striking. What does that suggest to you?
Well, the description of the impossibly bright light is quite suggestive.
Yeah.
It hints at a technology
Mm-hmm.
or capability far beyond conventional means,
Yeah.
further reinforcing the idea that Leo is facing adversaries with the ability to alter fundamental aspects of his environment.
Yeah.
It could be a tool for memory alteration, reality phasing, something else entirely,
Right.
adding to the mystery
Yeah.
and the sense of a truly powerful, unseen force at work.
So it's like we're dealing with some seriously advanced technology here.
Yeah, this is not just some guy with a memory eraser pen, right? This is something far more powerful.
Right. Okay. The story then takes another fascinating turn with the introduction of Radio Free Nowhere, this defunct pirate radio station, and the cryptic clues Leo pieces together from its non-existent phone line. This feels like a breadcrumb trail, leading him to a deeper understanding of what's happening. What's the significance of this forgotten media?
I think the pirate radio station serves as a potent symbol
Uh-huh.
of a reality outside the mainstream, a voice from a forgotten or suppressed past.
Right.
The fact that its phone line is no longer in service, yet still provides a cryptic message, speaks to the persistence of these alternate realities, or perhaps, a deliberate leaving of breadcrumbs for those who are out of sync.
Like Leo.
Like Leo, exactly,
Yeah.
right. His recall of the phone number, another piece of seemingly useless trivia lodged in his memory, becomes a vital clue,
Right.
suggesting that these remnants of the past might hold keys to understanding the present manipulation.
It's like the universe is giving him clues.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's this hidden message, this hidden trail that he's able to follow.
And this forgotten information ultimately leads him to the abandoned Grand Electric Cinema. It's a testament to the idea that what we might dismiss as unimportant or obsolete can hold unexpected significance, especially when reality itself seems unstable. What's the impact of this specific location being central to his quest?
Well, first of all, the Morse code within the error message is a brilliant touch,
Uh,
right? It requires Leo to actively engage his knowledge and look beyond the surface level information.
right,
And then the connection to the Grand Electric Cinema,
right.
a location seemingly tied to his personal experience of reality shifting. Perhaps he has memories of it that don't align with the current timeline.
Yeah,
Feels like a significant breakthrough, a tangible confirmation
yeah,
that his perceptions are not entirely unfounded.
right. So it's like he's not crazy. He's actually onto something.
Right, exactly. And then the fact that the cinema was supposedly demolished
Yeah.
adds another layer of complexity, suggesting that even physical locations might be subject to these alterations.
Okay. So buildings can appear and disappear. Streets can change. People can just vanish. I mean, this is getting pretty intense.
Yeah, the very fabric of reality is up for grabs here.
Finally, we reach the climax where Leo discovers the hidden hatch within the Grand Electric and the even more unsettling truth that awaits him on the other side. This is where the narrative promises to really pull the rug out from under our understanding of Leo's existence and the reality he inhabits. What's the impact of ending the excerpt at this point?
Well, the discovery of the Radio Free Nowhere logo within the cinema,
Uh-huh.
and then the Hidden Hatch Act as physical manifestations of the alternative reality Leo has been sensing,
Right.
it provides a tangible link between the cryptic clues and a potential explanation. Ending the excerpt here, right before the reveal, maximizes the suspense and leaves you, the listener, pondering the possibilities of what lies beyond that hatch.
Yeah.
Right. The phrase, truth that challenges his entire understanding, suggests a revelation that goes beyond just who is manipulating reality,
Right.
potentially touching upon Leo's own identity and past.
Okay. So we're left with this huge cliffhanger.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So having journeyed with us through Leo's experience in Big Bang Theory, what does it all mean for you? This excerpt paints a picture where the very fabric of reality seems malleable, and personal memory can be both a vulnerability and a powerful tool.
I think what's particularly thought-provoking is how the story blurs the lines between what might be dismissed as paranoia and genuine insight. Leo's initial engagement with fringe theories might seem eccentric,
Right.
but it ultimately provides him with the framework and the knowledge
Yeah.
necessary to navigate a reality that is, in fact, being manipulated. Right.
It raises a fundamental question for us. Could it be that what we often categorize as fringe beliefs sometimes hold unexpected kernels of truth, especially when the established reality feels increasingly uncertain? So it's like, those people who are always, talk about conspiracies and alternative realities, maybe they're not so crazy after all.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes you wonder, what if they're seeing something that we're not?
Right, okay. The story leaves us pondering several unsettling questions. What if the Mandela effect isn't just about, collective misremembering? What if there are forces actively shaping our reality and our memories? And perhaps most disturbingly, what does it mean if our personal history can be rewritten or even entirely fabricated?
This narrative certainly compels us to question the solidity of what we consider real,
Right.
and to acknowledge the potential fragility of our own memories.
Yeah.
The possibility of external forces actively editing our past and present is deeply unsettling.
Right.
And it prompts us to consider the very nature of consensus reality. How much of what we perceive as true is based on shared agreement,
Yeah.
and what happens when that agreement begins to fracture or show inconsistencies.
Right. So like if enough people believe something, does that make it true?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a really unsettling thought.
Okay.
Are these incursions from alternate timelines? Is Leo somehow resistant to the alterations?
Yeah.
Or is there a more psychologically rooted explanation, albeit one potentially triggered or influenced by external forces? The lack of concrete answers enhances the story's unsettling and thought-provoking nature.
Absolutely.
Right, it keeps us guessing. It keeps us thinking.
What truly stands out is the unexpected power of, seemingly insignificant knowledge
Uh-huh.
and the potential for forgotten histories to hold unforeseen keys.
Yeah.
Leo's fringe interests, initially appearing as mere hobbies or distractions, become the very tools he uses to evade those who seek to erase him.
Right.
This suggests that perhaps the information we casually consume, the obscure facts we pick up along the way, might hold a significance we can't yet comprehend.
It's a great argument for lifelong learning
Yeah.
and the unpredictable usefulness of information.
Yeah, you never know when knowing, like, the history of prohibition tunnels is going to save your life.
Exactly, exactly. That obscure fact that you learned on a whim might be the key to navigating a shifting reality.
Right. This cosmic journey into the Mandela Manhunt, as we might, unofficially call it, ends with a provocative thought for you. If reality, as perceived by Leo, can be edited, what other aspects of our perceived world might be subject to similar manipulation? And would we even be aware of it?
It's a chilling thought.
It encourages us to consider the fundamental nature of truth, the fallibility of memory, and the reality we so often take for granted.
Absolutely.
We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity and perhaps even left you, like Leo, questioning the solidity of your own recollections.
That's the goal.
And that is our cosmic journey for this week.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week for another mind-bending exploration. Until then, keep those third eyes open.
Yeah, and stay curious.
And remember, question everything,
Even reality itself.
especially reality itself.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll catch you later.
See